Hey guys, it's Leilani and I'm back with an update video. So if you read by the title of this video, you're gonna know that I finally finished the first draft of book 2. So if you watched my last video about NaNoWriMo, you'll know that I did end up winning NaNoWriMo. So I did the 50K in like, I think it was a little bit earlier than 30 days. I don't even remember. But point is, I did end up winning NaNoWriMo, and I know in that video I mentioned doing like another, like a vlog style video on the completion of the first draft. So that was my intention, because I really enjoyed doing like those you know, once a week, twice a week little clips just on my cell phone. But I experienced some really bad burnout, you guys, like really bad burnout. So I finished NaNoWriMo, and then if I remember correctly, I think I gave myself like the rest of that week, which I think was like Thanksgiving weekend, to, it's my dog, he's sniffing my fluffy sweater, to finish plotting the rest of the book. So I think I had maybe like a little bit less than 10 chapters left that I needed to finish the plot. So I did do that. So I finished plotting, and if you guys have been following me or watched my last video, you know that I use Scrivener. So on Scrivener I just do like a new file for each chapter, and then there's like a little note section. So I usually do just like a super generic, super basic outline for the chapter. So nothing too crazy. If I have like a specific scene of dialogue or a specific scene, then I'll pop that in the notes, but I don't usually do anything too crazy. Sorry, he's distracting me. Anyways, so I did end up doing all of that, I believe like before December or a little bit after December. So I ended up finishing the outline, and then I originally wanted to finish the book in like those next 2 weeks, I think. But my burnout was just so bad. Like one week, I think it was the first week of December, I just had like a bunch of things happen. Like I had an appointment, so I got home late from work, and then I had another meeting, so I got home late from work. I went to the Jonas Brothers concert, so I definitely didn't write that day. Sorry. And so that first week I barely had any words. If I sat down to write, honestly, I got like 500 words, and that was like really hard for me to push out. Which again, if you guys followed my nano vlog, you'll know that on an average day, on like a good day, I would do anywhere from like 25 to 3,500 words. So the fact that it took me so long to even knock out 500 words was really disheartening. It was really disheartening for me, and I was like, oh my god, I don't even know if I'm gonna finish. Well, let's not get dramatic. I knew I was gonna finish the book, but I didn't know if I was gonna finish it in the timeline that I wanted to. So I definitely 100% wanted to finish it early December, so I can take like a couple weeks off before I jump back into it in early January. So again, I was just, you know, really discouraged and just so drained, so drained from going so hard on it. I'm sorry if like the lighting keeps getting weird. My room gets like really crappy light sometimes, so if I lean back you can't see, but if I lean too forward, that's like the sun. So I'm really sorry. I'll try to sit in place, but I move around a lot. Anyways, so like I said, I was just having a really hard time trying to focus, and then, you know, I just kind of got out of my rut, and I was like, okay, let's freaking do this. And so I finished like the draft, like the writing of the draft. I think I finished it within maybe like 4 or 5 days. So I had like 4 or 5 really good days that I was just able to sit down and really, you know, write. So I would do about like 2,500 words. I think one night I even got like 3,000 words, but I think that was like a Saturday, so I was able to write like all day. Moral of the story, on, let me look at my phone, December, was it the 18th? I thought it was earlier than that. Maybe not. December 17th or 18th. I don't remember. I finished the draft. So I finished the first draft and it came out to 110,677 words and 400 pages. So that was on, oh, it was the 18th. So that was on just writing on Scrivener. So I think when you write on Scrivener, I think it's just like your normal 8.5 by 11 page. I think that's how they count it. I could be totally wrong. No freaking idea. So 400 pages probably isn't accurate, but that's just how it counts on Scrivener. So basically, the bigger point here is the book is 110,677 words. So that's about, you know, 10,500 more than the first draft of The Devil's Heir, which was book 1. Which, funny, I completed almost exactly a year ago. So I think I finished that first draft like early December. So I finished the second draft, or the first draft of the second book, in about like mid-December. Oh my god, that light, I'm so sorry. I think the sun's like trying to figure out what it's wanting to do. Anyways, let me scoot back. But then I feel so far from you guys. That's even weirder. Whatever. So yeah, so it's about a little over 10,500 more than the other draft, which is about right. Usually when it's a series, they get a little bit longer as they go. So like I said, if you watch my Nano vlog, you already know that I'm definitely going to have a lot of work cut out for me, Coda. But I feel like this time around, and by this time around I just mean, you know, the second book. I'm going to shut that light. I'm going to shut my... That's better. It's not as bright, but it's just my my lamp, so I can see a little bit closer. Okay. So I've talked about this a lot already, but for the first book, when I was doing the edits, those were just kind of like the bigger picture, you know, bigger book story. I was just trying to get the story down, those types of edits. So now that I'm like much more confident and I'm more of a planter rather than just a pantser, I'm hoping this time around for the edits, you know, well, this is my goal. So each round of edits, I want to focus on like a specific aspect. So like, you know, one round would be like character development for like, you know, the story arc of all the different characters. One will just really be like fact checking, so making sure that all my facts are correct and that they're the same throughout the entire book, so I don't like flip-flop, you know, things like that. So I'll definitely make another video later on in 2020 about how I'm going to go about editing this round, or this book. So my goal is to do at least 1 or 2 rounds of personal edits before I do an alpha round. So my alpha round is usually just my mom and my sister. So my mom, you know, she just wants to read the book. She does give me like bigger, you know, bigger picture type of notes, but my sister is much more, you know, specific in her notes, and she goes into details. So those are kind of my alpha readers, and then obviously again additional rounds before I go into betas. So for this round of betas, hopefully I'll do at least like 2 rounds, because for the first book I just did the 1 round of betas, and it was mostly just like my friends who are readers. So now that I have a bigger, you know, author reader fan base this time around, hopefully I'll get more like really avid readers, or maybe even some of my fellow writer friends to help me out, because again, if you watched my other video specifically about the how much did self-publishing cost me, you'll know that I spent about $800 on developmental edits, which, yes, ouch, but again, it was so worth it. Natasha helped me so freaking much, and if I could have afforded it, I probably would have done, you know, 2 rounds with her. So I'm still deciding if I want to do that again for this book, because if you work with one editor, you get the other editor, aka the copy editor, at the cheapest option. So for me, for the first book, that was $600. So because this one might be a little bit longer, who knows, you know, when I cut words, add words, might be less or more. So we'll see if it makes more sense for me to, makes more financial sense for me to do both of them, or if I just do the copy editor, if it'll be not as expensive if I were to do both. Hopefully that makes sense. So hopefully I can do a couple round of betas, because like I said, I'm much more confident in the bigger story. So I pretty much know like what I want to happen, obviously. So now it's just like the minute, it's the details that I'm focusing on. So hopefully I don't need a developmental editor for that, since I'll have, you know, my betas help me. So yeah, that's all I wanted to tell you guys. I'm sorry, all my videos are so chatty. If you follow me, you probably know that I'm not really a writer's tip kind of channel. I just like to talk to you guys, and I hope that's cool with you. But obviously if you've seen any of my videos, you know that's just kind of how I roll. So if you follow me, I guess you follow me for a reason. Speaking of following me, I really want to be more consistent in 2020, because I really do love you guys. I love talking to the camera. I love just, you know, this author community. I love helping you guys out. Coda sniffing my sweater again. So anyways, yeah, so I really want to be much more consistent with you guys. So if you have anything that you want me to talk about, whether it's, you know, just anything in the self-publishing kind of realm, now that I've done it once, I can hopefully help you guys. I did do that video about, you know, things I learned from my editor, which I thought was really helpful. How much was self-publishing cost? That was really helpful. And the how to format, I thought that was really helpful, because I watched a ton of videos on how to do that. And so I kind of just, I'm sorry, he's chewing on his toy. Coda, can I have that just for a minute, please? Thank you. So I try to dumb it down so anyone can follow it. So, you know, things like that I'm happy to do. Just let me know what you guys want me to see. If not, I will hopefully maybe just do more vlogs, just keep up with you guys, honestly, because I miss it. I miss sitting down. I miss talking to you guys. The hardest problem for me is I just usually don't really know what to talk about, because like I said, most like really successful videos are all about tips, and I don't really have any tips, or I feel like any way that I can say it isn't different from, you know, someone who might actually know what they're talking about, or at least sounds like they know what they're talking about, because let's be real, none of us really know what we're talking about. And this video is already 13 minutes, and I do this every single time. So, moral of the story, if you've gotten all the way to the end of this video, moral of the story, I finished the first draft of book 2. I'm very excited about that. I don't really know my timeline yet. My timeline does seem to be coinciding with the first book, so this one might come out fall of 2020. Obviously, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I already booked the cover designer, so I have that coming out, which I'm really excited about. And I'm also working on 2 top secret, really exciting projects for The Devil's Heir. So book 1, let me know in the comments below if you have any guesses on what those 2 things might be. And yeah, I have about like 20 copies left of the proofs that I am selling on my website for only $13. So definitely go pick those up, because the next time I order some more books, they will go back up to the original price of $15. So get those while I have them. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, because that's where I kind of tell everything first. And yeah, I'm just really excited. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about my 2019 writer goals. So in the beginning of 2019, I talked about all of the writing goals that I had for the year, so hopefully I'll be doing a recap on that, and then I'll do a separate video on my 2020 writing goals. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.